Hi guys, I hope all of you are doing well, and today I'll be solving this text search problem. Now this is a very famous problem that get asked in the front-end machine coding interviews. In this problem, interviewer will ask you to create a search functionality, something like this. So in like if you can see, I have searched for the process keyword and this is getting highlighted over here, right? So interviewer will ask you to implement somewhat kind of same solution like this. So for the sake of simplicity, he'll ask you to create a function which will take a source string and a query string. So suppose source string and query string. So if the query string exists inside the source string, then we should return output where the query string is highlighted. So suppose if I am passing the source string as this, output should show here, and in the query string I want to search for show here. Okay, so it should return me output like this where the show here is highlighted, right? So to implement this, there are multiple ways, one of which is basically using the regex. So with the regex we have to create a regex expression. So if that matches, then we have to like add the opening and closing bold tag and wrap the string around it and just return the output. Okay, but to create that regex expression would be quite tricky, so we won't be implementing it. So the another way to solve this is basically to maintain another array. Okay, now that array will basically tell us where we have to highlight the characters, where we want the highlighted characters. So I'll give you a quick solution about the algorithm. So now if we have a source string of AA, BB, CC, DD, okay, something like this. Now if the user wants to like search for suppose CC, DD, right? So if you'll see now this string exists inside the source string, so it should return me the output where the CCDD is highlighted, right? So what I'll do is I'll maintain another array. So the length of this array would be same as the source array, right? But in this by default it will have falsy values. Okay, now what I'll do is basically I'll iterate through this array, and on every index what I'll do is I'll take the substring. So suppose I'll take this and I'll exactly match it with the query. Okay, something like this. So if this matches, what I have to do is I have to mark all of these indexes, okay, as 1, because these indexes will tell me that okay, here I want the bold character, right? So I'll do this. If this doesn't matches, then I'll just go to the second index and perform the same operation, and by the end of this iteration, mark bold array will have the information of all the places where we want the bold character. So we'll be using this algorithm. Now to implement this, first thing we have to take care of the edge cases where the source string and query string are empty. So I'll just quickly add those conditions. So now source string dot trim, so I'll just do trim to remove the empty spaces if it's empty or if the query string is empty. Okay guys, so if these are empty, then we don't have to do anything, just have to return. Okay, we don't want to perform anything. Now if we have the data, so if we have the source string or the query string, what we have to do, we want to create another array. So this array would be mark bold. Okay, now this array would contain the information of where we want the highlighted characters, right? So the length of this array would be equal to what, our source string. So I'll just quickly do that. Source string dot length, and it will contain all the falsy values by default. Now if like what we have to do, so now we have to iterate through the source string, right? So I'll just write a looping function. So I'll do let I equals to 0, I is less than source string dot length, and I'll write the logic over here. Now as I said, we have to take out the substring. The length of the substring would be equal to the query string that we want to search. Okay guys, so now what I'll do is I'll create a substring and we'll take this substring from source string. Okay, so source string dot slice, I want to slice from ith position, and I want to slice till ith plus query string dot length till this position. Okay, now why I have done this? Okay, so I have done this because if we are passed through some position, so if we have B B C C, okay, so if we are passed through these position, okay, and we didn't find anything, now we want to skip all of these part and we want to take substring from the remaining part. So to skip this part we are adding the I, because we want to, like, if we want to take the slice of the string, then we want to take the slice from here, okay, that's why we have added the I. Now we got the substring. Now we just have to match this substring. So I'll do substring dot to lowercase to handle the case mismatch, okay. So I have to do query string dot to lowercase, okay. So this logic will match the substring. Now if the substring is matched, what we have to do is we have to change those indices to 1, to some truthy value, okay, in the markboard array. So this will tell us that, okay, at this place we want the truthy value. At these places we want the bold characters, okay guys. So we want to fill 1 from ith position till again same this condition, the I plus this I plus query string dot length position, okay. From this, from ith to I plus query string dot length, we want this. Now as I said, like we want to increment, okay, we want to increment I, but from where we want to start now. So suppose if let's see this, okay, so if this portion is already matched, now I don't want to start from the second index, I want to start from the this index, right? Because this portion is already matched, I have to start from this index now. So what would be the index that I have already passed? That would be the length of the query string, okay. So I have to increment I by query string dot length, so it would be something like this, okay. Now if my string doesn't matches, then I just do the normal increment, guys. So this is the reason I haven't incremented I over here, because I have some extra added condition in which I have to increment the I, okay. So we have the markboard array now, so we have to now return a string which should be highlighted, okay. So what I'll do is I'll create another variable which is highlighted string, okay, something like this. So highlighted string, that would be empty array initially. Now what I have to do, again I have to iterate over the source string. So I'll do something like this, but here we don't want some extra condition to increment I, so I'll just do this, right? Now in the highlighted string, in the normal case, what we want to do, we want to just add the normal source string, like whatever index we are at, we have to just add it. This is the normal case, okay. But we have to add the bold tags over here, right? So now I have to add two conditions. So first thing is I have to add a opening bold tag, and the second thing is I have to add a closing bold tag, right? So now how we will identify that? So suppose if we have some array like 1 1 1 1 and commas here, okay, something like this. So this is a markboard array, let's suppose that. Now from where we have to add a opening tag or closing tag, right? So as we can see over here, we have to add a opening tag, and over here we have to add a closing tag. So what we can see over here is basically we can see that over here we have 1, and the previous value, this is not 1, this is either 0 or undefined in case of this, right? If I do something like that, if I check previous value of this 0th index, that would be undefined, okay. So the current value should be 1 if the current value is 1, and if the previous value is not 1, in that case we have to add a opening tag. Similarly, if the current value is 1 and if the next value is not 1, we have to add a closing bold tag, okay guys. So this would be the logic to add the bold tags, okay. Now what we'll do is basically take the markboard array and check whatever we have in the ith position, okay. If this is 1, then again make another check. So if the markboard, now if ith minus minus, so this is the previous location, if this is not equals to 1, okay, in this specific case we have to add the this thing, the opening bold tag. Again, in this case, the next position shouldn't be 1. Okay guys, so now in this case what I'll do is I'll take this highlighted string, I'll do this, and we have to add a bold tag. Okay guys, it will be B, and let's also take the char. Okay, will be current character. So this would be what, our source string I. Okay, I of source string. So we want to add the bold tag in the start. Okay, so let's just do this. I have already created this variable, so I'll just use this over here. Now over here we have to end the closing tag at the end, right? I'll do something like this. I'll just remove this, take the current character, and after this current character to add a closing bold tag. Okay guys, so here we have added this. Now we have got the highlighted string. Okay, so by end of this loop we should get the highlighted string. Now only thing we have to do is we have to like set the output to what, highlighted string. Okay, now as we are adding the HTML, okay, so we are adding the setting the HTML in the inner HTML. So whenever you are setting the HTML in inner HTML, make sure you sanitize your HTML to prevent it from the XSS attack, the cross-site scripting attacks. So to prevent it, I will be using this DOM purifier. For the simple cases that would work, okay, but if you are like making a big application, then like make sure to add a fail-safe logic. So over here I have added this. Now let's just go to the front-end view over here and see if our solution is working. Okay, so this is a very basic view that I have created. We have one input element that takes the source string, other one takes the query string, and on click of this button we would show the output. Okay, now this is the basic code over here. On clicking on this, we are causing the find query string function, so we just have written this function, if you see. So this is the function. Now so I have this super duper long string where I have the string of try to find me, right? So I'll just copy this, okay, and I'll just paste it over here. Okay, so now if I do find this, oh, okay, what is good. Okay, so I am using form over here, so we have to do prevent default over here to maintain the state and to prevent the page from refreshing. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do even prevent t. Okay, I'll just do this. Now again I'll just do try to find me here, over here. Okay, so we are having some issue, which is basically we are doing this. Okay, so we are adding characters 2 times. Okay, now this could be because this case we are doing this. Okay, so highlight string, the current character. Okay, character at the end, and in the normal case what we want is we want to. Okay, so I'll just refresh the app first. Okay, maybe I missed some logic. So try to find me and just do this to find me. Okay, so we are adding this character 2 times. So current character plus this and normal case. Okay, so I'll just do continue. Okay, to prevent the loop. Now let's see. Let's quickly refresh the page. So I'll do try to find me. Yep, so it is working now. So this was because I think this was running the second time as well, so I just added continue over here. Now so this is working over here. So this is one solution. Now there is another iteration of this solution which get like this question which get asked in the interviews, where the interview will ask you to find any word that matches in the source string. So in that case, he would take the query string in an array format. Okay, guys. So in that array format, he will take the input. So something like this. Try to find me, right? So I'll just so he will ask you to create a function. So in this case, we are taking the input from the inputs, but like in case of JavaScript interview, he will ask you to implement a function, just a function. Okay, not taking the input, just the function, and like through those input, like if any of the character exists, then you have to like highlight that character. Now to implement this question, the core logic would be same. Okay, but only difference would be like we are taking this query string, right? So instead of doing this over here, we have to separate out this logic. Now to separate out this logic, what we'll do is now we will be taking query. Okay, now query would be coming from this query string. Okay, guys. So query string would be string dot split. Now we want to split it with space. So this will give me an array of strings. Now what we want to do is on this query string array, we want to perform these operations. Okay, guys. So what I'll do is basically I'll just do this for const. I'll do just word query words. Okay, guys. Word of query words. On this, we want to perform this whole thing. Okay, actually not this thing, they should be outside. So now what I have to do is instead of this, we have to do this. Instead of the query string, we have to just check on this for every word, right? So now we have source string mark bold. Yep. So let's just go through the logic. Okay, so now what we are doing is we are taking the query words. So this will, so if I am adding output something like this, show here. So what this would do, this would give me an array something like show comma here. Okay, so for every text, what we have to do, for every text, every word, we have to iterate through the source string again and again. Okay, so for first word, I'll iterate through this show string, and for second word, I'll iterate through the source string again from the 0th index. Okay, that's why we are running the loop over here. Now there is one more thing that we want to do, is basically check if the condition that I have removed, right? So we have to check if word dot trim, okay, if this is empty, and we just have to return, we don't have to do anything. Okay, so in this case, if this is empty, then we don't have to do anything else, we'll just run the loop. Okay, now let's just check. So let's just refresh this page. So now I'll just give the spaces. Okay, so I'll do super to find. Now if you see, the super is highlighted but try is not highlighted, so like this is another iteration of this question, right? So now you know both of the ways, like however the interviewer will ask you this question in future, you will be able to solve this, and I will be adding the GitHub link in the description, and also the live demo of this in my machine coding website, machine coding solution website, right? So if you like the video, guys, please make sure to like and subscribe, and do drop me your reviews in the comment. Thank you, guys. Hope you have a great day.